This is Ambition Reacts, where we unpack the reality behind the headlines. Today, I came across two reports about ambition in the UK that completely contradict each other, and I think they reveal something much bigger about where we are culturally. Now, the first says that more than half of young Britons cannot name a single entrepreneur, and the second says entrepreneurial ambition in the UK is at a record level, the highest since tracking began. So, which is it? Are we ambitious? Or are we disconnected from the people actually building? Let's break this down properly. The first article is based on a YouGov survey conducted for Enterprise Britain. It found that 56% of 18 to 25-year-olds could not name a single entrepreneur, founder, or chief executive. Now, that's more than half. Among those who could name someone, Richard Branson was cited most frequently by 16% of respondents in that age group. Lord Sugar was identified by 6%, and Stephen Bartlett was mentioned by just 2%. And across all UK adults, 32% could not name any entrepreneur at all. Now, pause and think about that. These aren't obscure names. Richard Branson and Lord Sugar have been embedded in British business culture for decades. And Stephen Bartlett sits on Dragon's Den and runs one of the most recognised business podcasts in the country. And yet, recognition is still limited. That doesn't suggest a lack of entrepreneurs, it suggests a visibility gap. Baroness Lane Fox is quoted in the article saying that the word entrepreneur has taken on a kind of grandeur, that people feel you have to build a global giant to qualify. Now, that's powerful, because if entrepreneurship feels distant, elite, or billionaire only, then the thousands of everyday builders disappear from that view. And when builders are invisible, young people don't see relatable examples. And when they don't see examples, ambition becomes abstract rather than practical. So this isn't about a lack of drive, it's about a lack of narrative. Now here's where things get really interesting. The Warwick Business School report, drawing on the state of small businesses in Britain in 2025, shows that 36% of working age adults are now starting, running, or planning to launch a business. That's the highest level recorded since the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor began tracking data in 1999. Now, early stage entrepreneurial activity has doubled since the early 2000s, and Professor Stephen Roper from the Enterprise Research Centre describes the UK as having a remarkably resilient and creative entrepreneurial culture. So that would tell us ambition isn't failing, it's rising. More people want ownership, more people want agency, and more people want to build something of their own. That's not decline, that's aspiration. But here's the tension. While ambition is rising, innovation among small and medium-sized enterprises has fallen for the fourth consecutive year. Product and service innovation dropped from 30.4% of SMEs in 2021 to 24.1% in 2024. Export activity has declined, and economic uncertainty is now the most frequent cited barrier to turnover. Late payments cost the UK economy an estimated £11 billion annually, so micro businesses, which make up 81% of employer firms and employ 4.2 million people, remain underserved and under-researched. And one line from the report stands out: ambition alone is not enough. That's the bridge between both headlines. We have intent, we have desire, we have energy, but innovation requires depth, it requires stability, it requires systems that support long-term building, not just short-term starting. So maybe the UK doesn't have an ambition problem. Maybe we have a translation problem. Starting is easier than ever. You can launch a brand from your bedroom, register a company in minutes and build a website in a day. But sustaining growth, innovating consistently, exporting and scaling responsibly, that requires patience. And patience doesn't trend. So we celebrate announcements more than endurance, and the launch post gets engagement. The quiet third year of survival does not. Ambition is exciting at the beginning, innovation is demanding in the middle, and the middle rarely goes viral. So this is the first video, and this channel has 0 subscribers right now. That's ambition without visibility. And maybe that's what most ambition actually looks like in the early stages. Quiet, uncelebrated, building anyway. We usually see entrepreneurs at the outcome stage. We don't see the uncertainty, we don't see the funding challenges, and we don't see the late payments or policy pressure. But those forces shape what the data is telling us. So maybe the UK doesn't have an ambition crisis. Maybe we have a visibility crisis. 36% of working age adults are engaging in entrepreneurship. I mean, that's extraordinary. But if 56% of young people cannot name an entrepreneur, then we need to do a better job of making builders visible. So here's what I want to know. If I stopped 100 people in the street tomorrow and asked them to name an entrepreneur, would they name someone famous? Or would they name someone building quietly in their own town? Because ambition doesn't live on television, it lives in action. So drop the name of someone you think more people should know about, tag them, and let's make ambition visible. This is Ambition Reacts, where we unpack the reality behind the headlines, and we're just getting started.